Rocking the Christmas music this morning, which is fan-stinking-tastic, if you know what I mean. But I hope I'm not ruining Christmas music for my kids, because I like listening to all the rock versions of the Christmas tunes. Yes, I still play the traditional Christmas music for them, but there's something about the few bands that have turned Christmas music into like a little punk rock anthem. It's fantastic, and nobody cares. Happy stinking Monday. It was a great weekend, and it is a busy week for me because I'm out of the classroom for 4 days. So today's kind of my Friday with my kids. Lots to do. It's one of those, like, it's definitely fun being gone. I will not complain. But there's a ton of work that has to get done in order to be gone and have things run as smoothly as you want them to be ran, you know? So that's not me complaining, that's just me stating the fact that it can be difficult. Subplans, all that good stuff. Just drove past an old student's house, and I love seeing his car parked out front, and look forward to the day to where that car is gone. You know what I mean? Just spread his wings, got too big for Bakersfield, set out on a new journey, and yeah, it's all good. We are hopping on the freeway right now, doing my fun little roundabout that the kids love doing. And the kids were in this car yesterday. I should post it. And they were like, "Dad, what is that weird little phone contraption?" I'm like, "Oh, it's like a $9 Amazon purchase to hold a phone, because, you know, I've been recording these silly little videos." And I was like, "Hey, this is how it works." And I showed them. This thing is like wobbling like crazy. I wonder, I should probably look at that. Make sure everything looks fine. Above my treadmill in the garage reads the word consistency, and it was the word of 2024 that kind of bled into this year as well. But it was a word that I was like moved by, you know. It's like the theme of my year as far as consistency. And just recently somebody had told me about the word priorities, and that word kind of rocked me, and it rocked me in a good way, but in a real way too, about what my priorities are. And if something is not getting done, then that probably means it's not that big of a priority for me. And what I prioritize is typically what happens. Man, I don't know. I think it might be the word. We're coming up on a New Year's here in a few weeks. I think my garage door might need a new word written on the inside of it. Just, I don't know. I think it needs a lot of unpacking about. I'm like, okay, I'm not in the best shape of my life, but that probably hasn't been a priority, you know? I think I'm doing good in certain areas of my life, you know? Being a dad, teaching, trying to be a good husband, come on, you know? But yeah, there's parts of my life where I'm like, yeah, that part of my life isn't nearly as good. But is it because, you know, my house isn't as clean? But is that because I don't prioritize a clean house, or is that because I prioritize spending time with my kids? I prioritize other things, my health, other people's to-dos above my own to-dos. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that word priorities is sticking with me right now. And I think we end up doing and can only really complain about the things that we have prioritized that didn't get done. If your clean house is not a priority and you live in a dirty house, I don't think you get to complain that your house is dirty because it's never been a priority. If your job, if you're doing well in your job and you're moving up in your job and you're happy in your job and brings you all the happiness, great. But should we prioritize our job over time with our family? You know, like, yeah, finances. Where you spend your money, is saving a priority? Or is impressing your friends a priority? You know, like what? Yeah, I don't know. And I think at 40, I think I'm being retrospective in the sense of, okay, what about my life is going well? What about my life isn't going well? What have I been prioritizing? Have I spent more time on my phone just wasting time than I have reading? Does that mean that wasting time is a priority over reading? Man, that was a deep one of like, I've got, probably 2 or 3 books on deck. Still reading Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights. Read probably 20 to 30 pages last night. But yeah, reading is, for me, it is good. I love it. It is more relaxing than sitting on my phone, And so if I prioritize reading, what's that look like? If I prioritize my health, what's that look like? If I, And then is it just time spent with kids or is it quality time spent with kids? What does that look like? That takes effort. I'm like saving all these like Christmas games on Instagram, saving all these like activities to do with kids. Because I'm like, time should be maximized, I think. Anyway, all that on a Monday. Not trying to stress myself out. I'm in Nashville tomorrow, super early. Plane leaves at 6 a.m. sharp. So that means you board the plane at 5:30. That means if you are checking luggage, meaning your bag's too big to be a carry-on, I learned you have to be there 47 minutes before the flight leaves. So I've got to be there around probably 4:45-ish, just to make sure you buy the time. So that means, you got to keep backtracking. And like when you leave the house, and I don't really want to travel on an empty belly, so I'm like, dude, it might be one of those like 3:45, maybe 4, mornings. But it's going to be fantastic. I am pumped for it. And I'm sorry if you are not pumped for your Monday. Sneaking get pumped for your Monday. I don't care what you're doing. Your Monday is here. It arrived and the weekend ended. And like Groundhog's Day, here we are again. Rocking and rolling, So, I hope you had a good weekend. No, hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And turn it into a fantastic Monday. And think about what you're going to do today. Because I used to not think about it. I would just run through it. But I'm like, what are you going to do today? And what's going to be done by the end of the day? And what are your priorities in life right now? And make sure if something is prioritized over another, then that thing gets done before the other things get done, Sounds simple, this little thing of life. But sometimes, it gets a little wild. And that's okay too. Wild is good. All right. I think I'm out of words. Peace.